got a lot of fun topics to discuss today. We'll be taking a look at the cancellation of a Firefly Funhouse, the criticism Undertaker's final farewell is receiving, and the massive delay to the new WWE Thunderdome. Before we really dive into these stories, make sure you like the video, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe with all those notifications turned on. Let's kick things off with the Undertaker's final farewell controversy. So we just saw what WWE advertised as the Undertaker's final farewell. This was it. This was the final time that the Undertaker character would appear on WWE television. Or so they say. WWE had all these legends come out and make an entrance before Undertaker. But after the video package aired, all the legends were gone from the ring. Vince McMahon was standing in the ring by himself and introduced The Undertaker. Everyone was questioning the sudden disappearance of all the legends. Did WWE fly them all out here just to make a 5-second appearance? We'll get into that topic a bit later. Maybe it was a safety precaution for Vince McMahon for him not to be around all those people in the ring. You can say that as well, that makes sense. But Undertaker came out, said a few words, and said that his time has come. Of course, the visuals were absolutely amazing, especially with the pallbearer hologram. But it felt like something was missing. Something felt flat about the whole final farewell. Fans were quick to point this out all over social media. One fan even called the farewell a bit boring to the WWE legend, The Godfather, and The Godfather agreed that it was a bit dull and could have been written better. The Godfather also revealed that Saturday night, the night before Survivor Series, was the real memorable and special night because that's the night they all reunited. WWE also released a backstage photo gallery from the second he arrived at the arena to the end of the show. But fans still felt like it was just flat for whatever reason. You look back at some of the most memorable farewells in recent history, like Ric Flair's. Ric Flair closed out Monday Night Raw in 2008 and had the entire locker room come out to share a moment with him. Now, obviously in 2020, you can't have the entire locker room in the ring at the same time because it's a safety and health concern. But fans just felt like it could have been written better. It's also important to note that despite breaking character all week long for several interviews, The Undertaker didn't retire in street clothing or anything like that. He still came out and retired in character. It didn't really feel like Mark Calloway was talking. It felt more like The Undertaker character that was speaking and saying that it's his time to go. So maybe that's why the farewell was written the way it was, just to stay true to the origins of the character. It would have been really weird seeing The Undertaker just hugging superstars and exchanging words in the middle of the ring, with him dressed up in his classic attire. So maybe that played a role in the decision as well, we don't know. As far as the WWE legends coming over to the Thunderdome, their appearance wasn't fully in vain. Reports claim that WWE filmed a lot of content with the WWE legends for future network specials, so at least they got that done. You also have to assume that WWE had a camera crew following The Undertaker backstage at Survivor Series, so we'll have to see if that is released soon as well. But what did you think of The Undertaker's farewell? Was it a bit flat, or did it live up to the hype? Firefly Funhouse character gets cancelled because of Roman Reigns? So this is quite interesting, and if you're a big Firefly Funhouse fan, then you'll already know about a Firefly Funhouse character that disappeared and was supposed to have a big story. This character was Wobbly Walrus. This character was introduced shortly after Bray Wyatt lost the Universal Championship to Roman Reigns at Payback. Bray Wyatt appeared in the Firefly Funhouse, and the Mr. McMahon puppet wasn't too happy with Bray, so he assigned a special advisor to Bray Wyatt, and that was Wobbly Walrus. Wobbly Walrus was obviously a parody of Paul Heyman. Lots of WWE superstars have pointed out Paul Heyman's resemblance to a walrus over the years, and it looks like WWE took that running joke and turned it into a Firefly Funhouse character. The introduction of Wobbly Walrus ended with the words "to be continued" on the screen. But if you notice, the story never continued, and Wobbly Walrus hasn't even made a cameo appearance ever since. Reports claim that the introduction of Wobbly Walrus was supposed to kick off the Bray Wyatt vs. Roman Reigns feud, Bray Wyatt was making fun of the fact that Roman Reigns needed Paul Heyman as an advisor, and that was going to lead us to Wyatt vs. Reigns. WWE even had the big moment of Alexa Bliss staring down at Roman Reigns at the ramp as well, which was another teaser for the Wyatt vs. Reigns feud. The feud was supposed to kick off Roman's title reign, but plans were changed. Bray Wyatt moved to Raw, so the feud was dropped and the Walrus character was cancelled since he was no longer feuding with Roman Reigns. WWE just posted a graphic to their Instagram this week, asking fans who is their favorite Firefly Funhouse character, and Wobbly Walrus actually made the list of characters. So maybe that's a sign of hope that the character isn't fully cancelled. He's just on the back burner until Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns collide again in the future. As WWE always shows us, the Fiend never forgets. Roman Reigns did the Fiend wrong by entering that match late and basically stealing the title from him. Roman's day is coming with the Fiend, and that's likely when the Wobbly Walrus character could make a return to the Firefly Funhouse as well. But as of right now, we may not see him again until that feud. As we also learned, no character is ever fully written off from the Firefly Funhouse. We've seen characters like Rambling Rabbit get taken out several hundred times, and he always returns, so there's always a chance for characters to make a return, just like what we saw with the Friendship Frog. But what are your thoughts on WWE canceling the Firefly Funhouse story with Wobbly Walrus? Lastly, we have another update about the big move of the WWE Thunderdome. The Amway Center rented out their arena to WWE since there was obviously no live events taking place at the arena. However, with the NBA returning in mid-December and the Orlando Magic needing their court back, this has forced WWE out of the Amway Center. WWE will now be moving the Thunderdome to Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. WWE will be able to stay there for several more months since baseball season doesn't start until springtime. So that'll buy them some more time to think about their next move. A baseball field is much more spaced out than an ordinary indoor arena. So that also opens up the possibility of getting some WWE fans into the Thunderdome. So that could be exciting as well. WWE was originally supposed to move out of the Amway Center by December 5th, but due to some situations, they've been given a few extra days. The setup is expected to take much longer with the new Thunderdome. Looks like it may take longer to set up than WWE was first expecting, but it'll just be as amazing as the first one and possibly even better. We'll have to wait and see. But it's actually happening. The WWE Thunderdome is on the move and will have a brand new home in mid-December. The slightly new look will freshen things up visually as well, which is always great, so that's another positive thing for WWE. What are your thoughts on today's wrestling news? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.